There is no escape. Wherever you turn, you're limited. Perceptibly. It gets complicated. Definitions limit, words limit, though one can expand one's vocabulary to express oneself in ways that will appear, I'll put that in inverted commas, will appear satisfactory. I believe myself to be satisfied with my expression of myself. Now I have the vocabulary to express myself in the way that I could not express myself previously, not having the vocabulary to express myself previously. Removing limits. Definitions limit, most definitely. Definition limits oneself to that which one defines oneself as, in that a definition is limited by its defined definition. But one cannot express oneself verbally in any way whatsoever without utilising definition. So, not to expand one's vocabulary to express oneself in the ways one cannot do so without the expanded vocabulary would be also limiting oneself to being unable to express oneself verbally. I have had difficulties expressing myself many times, and I think, well, I don't actually think, or I avoid thinking, or do I avoid thinking? I do thinking. Yeah, so silence, yeah, it all ends in silence one way or another was a slogan I adopted. And I quite in my mind 20 years or more ago, sitting still. I think I might have got it from Hatha Yoga or some other occult practitioner's book. It's one of the best things I ever did, actually. Most definitely found it to be as useful as any tool until recently. And this realising self, I'm still not all the way to self-realisation yet. I have not realised myself yet. Or how was it Lindsay put it? Self here as self. Perhaps I cannot remember. Her exact words. Well, it reminds me of I went to a gallery to Billy Childish exhibition, or a Billy Childish sale in a shop, and he's a prolific artist, and he's as good as any painter I've viewed, and I haven't viewed many painters though, and there are probably many painters in history anyway. Though as painting goes, I cannot paint, I don't want to paint. If I could paint, I imagine myself painting like I do now in my belligerent way. I can paint, but I'm going to paint like a child anyway because reason, that's another pit, that is. So I see Billy Childish's work, and he's a prolific artist, and I look at it and I've been expressing myself with art, burning it, not burning it because I want people to view it, and the burning of it is viewing. Once it's completed, I look at it, well, what was it for? I could sell it, need to sell it, need some money, could give it to someone who might appreciate it. If I could find somebody who can appreciate it. I have given 1 or 2 pieces away to friends as a token of my friendship, especially seeing as I burnt everything else. I burn it because it's, well, what was it for? If I start doing it for money, then the act of making money from it will become its reason, and then that will contaminate it, in that any work I have ever done has not come from me, it has all come through me. I'd have to make a full video itself to fully explain how could I possibly have done what I have done. It's a statement saying that, isn't it, without having any sort of backup. I mean, anyone can say it, and anyone does say it. I mean, I meet them all the time here on YouTube. Self-important. Though, yeah, well, the ones who are self-important are always, they're not important. I don't want any importance attached to me. In fact, I avoid it. I've avoided it all my life. Although there have been times when that's been detrimental to me, when I should have grasped situations and tried to pull everybody around me into the creativity, the force of creativity that was existent, only to find they were, well, I'd have to metaphor, and I'm avoiding metaphors now, to find that they were expecting me to be the creative force, whilst I was expecting them to participate and enjoy the creative anyway, where was I? Billy Childish exhibition sale. I think what he's saying to me here, he's saying it doesn't matter if you can paint, Anthony. Well, I wasn't called that at the time. It doesn't matter if you can paint, the pain won't go away. You just see so much pain in his work. He's painting to avoid his own self, he's painting to avoid his own pain. I dealt with my pain instead, me. I burned my paintings. I didn't try and sell them. I didn't become although I wouldn't say I'm not recognised artist as such. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. It's not important to me. It would be a definition, and art. Get into the analysis of it. I mean, once you start analysing, and then thereby defining oneself further, thereby limiting oneself to, oh, it's an artist. I only ever use such definitions in order to assist those in the, well, the ones who believe they're in the real world, but the ones who are in the fake world, who believe themselves to be whatever they believe themselves to be, personalities and constructs and slaves and participants in the horrors that man accepts and allows participation within, and has to justify his existence regardless of the outflows of that which he participates within. And as words, you start using words, anybody wants to see an explanation only needs to go and listen to I don't want to be mentioning names and creating beliefs. There's no escape. That's how I started this video. I want to undefine myself. I want to remove the masks. I want to blank the canvas. I want to remove the paint. I don't even want to be the canvas. I am alive. I breathe. I move. I exist. I am aware. I am defining myself with words. There is no escape. I'm to reconsider my whole rationale, not that I specifically had one, beyond living and considering all life existence and the reality that we all live here, and we all do live here, we all have lived here, we all will live here. There is no other way to view or define life from my perspective today, or any other day for that matter. All life exists, and yeah, I just resisted making signs with it. I've been disarmed. Was how I started the video. I put down my weapons. I picked up the tools of self-realisation provided by destiny. Not that they were destinies, though they were destinies applicably, in that there's nothing specifically new there, although self-forgiveness, whilst it's new to me and new to the world, well, it's like the Freud thing. I don't believe Freud discovered, can't remember now, I was supposed to be in that project on my other channel, aren't I? I don't believe Freud discovered that. I'd make some noise. I don't think Freud discovered his perception of the unconscious mind. I'd just be interested to know where he got it from. Into prehistory. Blame the Egyptians, who would blame the Sumerians, who are being blamed anyway, one way or another. And then, you know, destiny. I never went there with a position of non-belief, beyond not believing anything anyway. I was never even critical, because it all made sense to me. And so therefore this mind consciousness system, although, you know, I can only speak of it from my own perspective, and my own perspective is mine, to speak of it prospectively in a way that would influence others, would be abuse. It would be interfering with another's self-realisation process. Silence. It all ends in silence one way or another. Thank you, everyone. It has been, it is wonderful. That's a definition. Wonderful. I need at least 2 more lifetimes just to finish dissecting the vocabulary we currently use. Video times app.